Good day, students. This is SL from Department of Business Administration, DG Vaishnav College. Hope every one of you is doing good and you're all safe staying at home. So, for today's session, I have divided it into 3 videos. And the takeaways will be understanding marketing, sales, insights about it, what are the various functions of marketing, understand and also define, not just defining, you must be able to understand and also define marketing according to American Marketing Association and the various approaches for marketing which is adopted. So we will start the session with understanding of marketing and sales. These are two different concepts but are related and complementary to each other. So if you look at selling, it all starts from the factory where goods are manufactured. So whatever is the goods that is manufactured, those goods are promoted and they are being pushed for sales. The final objective what they achieve as a company is lot of profit through sales volume. So here it is very specifically noted the profit is through the sales volume. Whereas if you look at the concept of marketing, it starts with the market, understand what is the need of the customer in the market, accordingly a goods or services is being developed and integrated marketing is happening, and then the company achieves profit through customer satisfaction. So if you look at both of this, selling and marketing, these are the key differences. Here, the profit is through sales volume, whereas here the profit is through customer satisfaction. In both of these cases, the final reach or objective achieved is only profit, but the means through which it is achieved, here it is through sales volume and here it is through customer satisfaction. This is what makes the difference between selling and marketing. Also, we got to note in selling, it starts from the factory, whereas in case of marketing, it starts from the market. That is again another difference. So we move from an external place from the market to the company, whereas in case of selling, we move from an internal inside the organization and then come back to the company with profit through sales volume. Okay, now let us go through this with an example to understand few more insights. Everyone will have a doubt. So can a company adopt selling alone or can a company adopt marketing alone? The answer will be it is not adopting only selling or only marketing. Any company has to adopt both of this if they want to sustain for quite a long term in the market. Let's go through this video to understand this. So this was the video we just saw, right? You saw an example which had two scenarios, scenario 1 and scenario 2. So if you look at the scenario 1, that was completely sales. So this person started a retail food outlet in a suburban area which also had some other outlets in that particular location. So, what happened at that point of time? Initially, when he started the outlet, he went and met people. Basically, he was trying to make sales. He talked to them, explained to them about his food outlets, telling them, explaining them what is his specialities, and then, slowly try to close party orders, did some negotiation. All this kind of transaction base were happening. So, in the first scenario, sales was the primary objective for this person. But over a period of time, what happened was in the scenario 2, he started doing some marketing activity. So, what happened in the marketing activity? He looked at the competition around, he reduced the prices, he brought some seasonal discounts, he introduced combo packs according to the requirement of the customer, he did some brand building activity like no sponsoring a volleyball tournament in a college and some kind of activities which actually help him to increase the sales and also sustain in the market for quite a long period of time. In both the cases, in the scenario 1 sales happened, in the scenario 2 sales again happened, maybe an increased sales, but only those marketing activities helped him to make this increased sales at the same time to sustain in the market. This is why we always claim that both selling and marketing are related and complementing to each other, and selling becomes a subset of marketing. Now, in this slide, we will be looking at what are the examples of selling. What are the activities which we can refer as selling activity? When you do a business to business sales, door to door sales, cold calling, personal selling, these are all some selling activities which happen. If I talk about activities, marketing, which are examples listed as cold calling, newsletters, search engine marketing, meeting customers at trade shows, providing sponsors. Like the one, like no, he provided a sponsor for a volleyball tournament. When you go to a trade show, you try to identify, get some contact information about your prospective customer. For people who are new to cold calling is something like you just make a call. It's like no trying to make a sale over the phone. You have a database of people, you try to call and find out whether they are interested with that particular product or service. Probably if they are interested, then you will proceed further, right? You just give a random call and try it out. Often we do receive so many cold calls, especially for insurances or mutual fund investments or any deposits or loan kind of stuffs, right? So that is what cold calling is for. But as the subject topic for today, marketing and selling, if you would have already done your business studies, this is something which you should have been used to. But anyway, I hope it would be a refresher for you people. Okay, moving on further, why do we say selling is important and why is marketing important? Now, the question arises, though we say complementary, subset, everything, each of this selling also has its own significance and marketing has its own significance. That is why we are very specific that these two activities to be carried out. Why is selling important? It is actually gives you a space for personal meeting. When a salesperson goes and meets a customer, he makes an eye contact, he makes a conversation, he demonstrates about, explains about its products or services to the customer, and there is a direct conversation is happening. When there is a direct conversation, you can see the active listening of the customer and you get a feedback. It may be a positive feedback or a negative feedback which can be used later for your company to work upon it. And it also helps you to gain customer loyalty, because there is a customer relationship that happens when a salesperson meets a customer. And especially when a customer is more satisfied customer, obviously it builds a very good strong relationship. So in case the customer is going to buy any sort of that particular product, he will come back to the same salesperson. So that is why we say selling is very, very important. And equally, marketing gets important. And how does marketing is important? It provide you very effective information. Why do we say it is very effective? Means any kind of communication from the marketing will happen from the company through the marketing activity. So whatever the company wants to explain or whatever the company wants to demonstrate, it provides or it acts as a platform to pass on that information to the customer. And obviously it is the backbone of business, because when the company concentrates only on the sales, what happens there is over a period of time the sales may get stagnated. But if the company wants to increase the sales, or if it wants to be a sustainable company in the future, it has to carry out a marketing activity. So carrying out a marketing activity becomes the backbone of the business. Obviously, it increases sales. It is important to boost sales and revenue, and it saves cost and time. And how does this happen? See, when you want to reach a large number of audience, say for example, you are creating a brand awareness, or you have done sales promotion, you have started uh, a promotional activity to give a discount to your customers, or if you want to extend your customer services. In all these cases, what happens here is you are able to reach a bigger, larger number of audience, so it will saves you a lot of cost and time. So the next aspect which we will look at is differentiating marketing and selling. See, this is very important from your examination point of view also. We have the basis, and on which we have differentiated both marketing and selling. So if you look at the basis, the importance is for the customer for marketing, whereas the importance is for product on the selling. When we take the primary motive, the customer satisfaction becomes the primary motive in the marketing, whereas in the selling, sales become the primary motive. When you take the company orientation, it is external in marketing, it is internal in selling. Why do we say this as very specifically external, and why do we say this specifically as internal? Reason is, see what happens when it is external in marketing, it moves from the market, understand the market, provide goods and services according to the requirements of the customer in the market, and then the customer is satisfied. So it is moving from an external. So the company is oriented externally, it comes from the external. But whereas in case of selling, what happens is the company is oriented internal, because it starts from the factory where the goods is being manufactured internally, and then it is pushed for sales, and the company achieves the profit through making lot of sales. So that is why it is referred as internal. From the viewpoint, you always look at the customer is going to be the very purpose of business. Whereas here we never consider the customer, it becomes the last link in the business, because when sales is going to happen. When we take it as a functionality, market will always convert whatever is the consumer need into products. Here I would like to recollect what was the Tata Ace case we saw, and OnePlus success story we saw. Whatever was the need of the customer, that was converted into products. Whereas here it was converted goods into cash. And coming back to the core business activity, buyer becomes the core, because even the product development is going to happen from the buyer. So buyer becomes the core of the business activity, whereas here seller is the core of the business activity. In the last one, marketing always considered business as a customer satisfying process, whereas selling always considers goods as a producing process. So I hope this gave you very good insights about marketing and selling, and it also made you understand the difference between marketing and selling. We will get connected in the next video.